huge season opener at Azusa, huge win against the defending league champions, doing it on the road at their place. Nice way to start the season.
It was a great way to start our season, and again, just incredibly proud of our players, the way they responded Saturday. We've got a very mature group, and many of them have been with us for a few years now. It wasn't their first road trip, and so we dealt with the difficulties that often come with travel. We dealt with the unexpected. We had a bus breakdown on Friday on the way down in Lodi, California, and our players were not fazed by that. They were able to enjoy the trip, which we always want them to do, but also they were able to maintain their focus on what we knew was going to be a very difficult task, playing at Azusa Pacific. So again, I'm just very pleased with their preparation, very pleased with their focus throughout the trip. They did enjoy it, and certainly then to get to win, on top of it, made for a great weekend.
Of course, you had the exhibition game at Rugby Bowl, but the official season opener, regular season, and Simon Fraser come down to play you guys, and talk about Simon Fraser, what you've seen. I know it's early in the week, but what you've seen from them. So.
Well, again, everybody knows that Simon Fraser has struggled. They've been winless the past 2 years. They're winless, in their first 2 games. But I've said it. I know Coach Bates up there and his staff are working, incredibly hard to get that first win, and it's going to come this year. I believe it's going to come against somebody here soon. I believe. I just don't want that to be Humboldt State. So again, it's another game where the maturity of a football team can be tested as you get, because it's easy to get caught up in looking at win-loss records, looking at your opponent's struggles. I'm confident that our players won't do that. We'll generate a respect for Simon Fraser, as we do each and every week with every opponent that we play. We'll have a good week of practice starting today to go out and put a game plan in place to be at our best come Saturday. It's a marathon, a football season, and again, as big a win as last week was, it's just one win, and the time for celebration is over. Okay, and it's time to focus and prepare properly once again this week for Simon Fraser.
You've been talking about this defense, talked about the energy that you've seen from this defense so far, and finally getting to see it in its rewards, and how huge the defense, not only last week, but I'm sure you want to see them with another good showing this week.
Well, I think you're going to see tremendous growth from our defense. Again, it was interesting going into Saturday's game because, our defensive staff really had no idea what they were going to get from the players, other than they knew they were going to get tremendous energy and effort, because we've seen that from the beginning. But for Coach Sachs and Coach Wheeler, both new to our staff, Coach Montgomery coaching a different position, you hadn't seen them in game conditions. And I think we're all very, very pleased with the overall defensive performance, holding a very, very good Azusa Pacific offense to just 19 points total, and after the first 2 drives, just 6 points for the remainder of the game. So I look back at stats a year ago, and there were only 2 times we held an opponent under 100 yards rushing. We did so on Saturday. Only 2 games where we held an opponent under 20 points. We did so on Saturday. So that being the case, and just now having the ability to evaluate tape, grade tape, teach from that tape, I think you're going to see great strides from our defense moving forward. So, but first time out, very pleased.
Talking about your offense, obviously put up 29, 30 points last week, and then going in this week, what will be key for this offense? We talked about experience and everything like that, but what will be key for you guys?
I thought Robert Weber played one of his best games in a Lumberjack uniform Saturday night. He was just incredibly efficient, 73% completion percentage, but more importantly, he managed our plan in a tremendous way, just exceptional with that. Congratulations to Robert on the career passing yards record, surpassing Mike Prue and all that, and so it certainly starts with him. Jaquan Gardner, the GNAC Offensive Player of the Week, another routine 160, almost 170 yards. It seems like I read today it's the 8th time Jaquan has been named as the Offensive Player of the Week. Quite quite an accomplishment. Our offensive line, I told them before the game that the plan was to run the football, and we needed to do so effectively, and we set a goal, and we achieved that goal to go out and run that and run the ball well, and again, so you got the Alex Kappas and Josh Hansons, Jerry Leals up front that are getting that done, and so overall it was a solid offensive day for us. We did have the one turnover on the interception, but did not allow that to impact us, and very pleased.
Obviously, you want to put on a good show for the fans. You want, as always, a good number of fans that showed up for the exhibition, and now, especially this season, how bad you want to see a packed house on Saturday?
Well, everyone has read the situation with our football program, and the best way that people can show their support, and the letters are great, the petition I've heard, I haven't seen it, but to me the best way is come out and support these players. They're the ones that are having to kind of shoulder the burden of all that's going on right now in the midst of a season, and our focus remains on this football team. My focus remains on our players. They're not a nameless, faceless group. These are young men who truly value the experience that they're having, have great appreciation for what it is they get to do, take great pride in representing Humboldt State on the field. And so I encourage our fans that if you've never been to a game, make this the one you come out and show your support for this program, for the players that we have, by attending games starting this week with Simon Fraser. I'm going to be anxious to see the crowd that we have at the game, and I know our players appreciate that kind of support.
With everything that's going on, how do you keep your focus, and how do you keep the players focused on not to worry about the future and now?
We're going to focus on what's in our control, and what's in our control is our daily preparation for that week's opponent, to make sure that we do our job. And so we're going to let others debate the issues and hopefully find solutions to the problems that the university has and the department has right now. But for us, we're going to play football, and we're going to do what we do and enjoy the opportunities that we have. And our players have been tremendous. Yes, there's great concern with everything, but I don't expect it to impact our players. It's my job to make sure that it doesn't. We're going to continue to with no guarantees, we're going to go out there and play the schedule that we have here in 2017 and embrace the opportunity that we have to play the game that these players love and these coaches have committed their lives to.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Anything else to add?
No, that's good, man.
Thanks, sir.
You bet.